press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello all, how are you? All are good? So today I am here with you the same lesson which we are studying in the last learning block. The name of the lesson is The Happy Prince. It was written by Oscar Wilde. So in the part first, we come to know about this lesson about the Happy Prince. So when he was alive, he was happy in the palace. So he leads a luxurious life. So because of that, he never feels sad, never feels sorrow. He don't know about any problems of the world. Okay, and so he used to be happy all the time. So everybody calling that prince was the happy prince. Okay, so later while they had made the city had made who was the mayor who has made the happy prince statue. Okay, and while that statue was made, but although it was a statue, his heart is still alive, and I can see, and he can see the problems of the city, the people who suffer, and he feels sympathized to the people who suffers, but he can't go there. But one night there was a swallow appeared. He arrived to that place, and he saw that the statue was crying because when he looked over the problems of the people, so it was crying. So he requested to the swallow to stay that night and help to the prince. How it is helping to the prince? So that the statue which was made up of a thin gold, a thin kind of thin material that is gold. Okay, it is coated with the gold, and his swords hilt which is made up with the rubies, and his eyes were made up with the sapphires. So totally the statue which is standing on the pedestal, it was a precious thing, precious metal. He said to the swallow to pluck the ruby and go and give it to the poor lady's house. And it went and it was dropped on the table of the poor lady. So the poor lady was fired because she was doing the continuous work. Okay, and she was preparing the gown of a beautiful queen of that city for an occasion. And there the boy was ill, and he was asking oranges to his mother, and mother was saying that there is only the river water left in the home. There is nothing there to eat, to give food for that ill boy. So he feels pity when he looked, the statue looked over that home, because he was observing everything as a statue. So when he looked back, he feels sad. He feels sympathized to the people. So he requested to the swallow to stay that night, and he helped that family to take the ruby and give it to that house. Okay. So this is the lesson till now we had known. So now I will move on to the continuation of the story. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. "Tonight I go to Egypt," said the swallow, and he was in high spirits at the prospect. So the swallow, what the deed he has did, he feels very happy and he feels warm too, because although there was a cold outside inside the city, but then also he feels warm because he did a good deed. Okay. Then he broke into on the next day when the sun rises, he went for the bath in the river. Okay, and then he used to say that tonight I go to Egypt, and he feels very happy that tonight he can go to the Egypt and he can have fun with his friends. He visited all the monuments and sat long time on top of the church steeple. Okay, so all the day he was flying over the city. He was visited the monuments which is there in the city, and he was visited a church steeple. Steeple means a Christian house of worship. Okay, it is a kind of a building for a church. So he was visited there. When the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. So when the night broke out, when the night appeared, so he came back to the happy prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I am just starting. So he is asking commission here because he did some work for statue for that prince. Is it? So he is asking his commission. So here the writer gives a humorous way for the readers. Okay. So this swallow which gives the humorous way should not bore to the reader. Okay. But actually it asking commission to the happy prince. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you stay with me one night longer? So that prince is asking to the swallow that would you stay with me for one night? Again he is asking this. So why he is asking, let's hear. I am waited for in Egypt, answered the swallow. My friends are waiting in Egypt. I have to go to Egypt. So who said? Bird said that. Swallow said. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. So once again he repeated the words. Okay. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. So far away in the city. So I am looking from here and it is too far. And there was a young man who was sitting in a garret. Garret is a room which is just a minute. Small dark room at the top of the house. Okay. So at the top of the house there will be a small room. The dark one, and it is a small room it is. That is called garret. Like an attic. You know attic how it is in everyone's home, there will be the attics. There will be the attics. So where we used to store some of the unknown things and all. So like this, it is totally dark and it is small one. Okay, like this, it is called as garret. So man was there. In that garret, there was a man. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers. And in the glass by his side, there is a bunch of withered violets. He was leaning, means he was sleeping over the bench. Okay, and there in the bench, so there was a glass in the glass. So where the glass used to decorate a flowers. So in that glass, there is a withered violets. Withered violets means the bunch of withered violets, which means a bunch of violet flowers which is dried. And in the glass, his hair is brown and crisp, and his lips are red as a pomegranate. Okay. So here the writer gives the description of a young man. He was a young man and he was lying on the bench, and there was a glass. In that there was a bunch of withered violets. Withered violets, and his color of the hair it is in brown, and his lips it is in a red in color like a pomegranate. Pomegranate it is a fruit, so it's a kind of fruit which gives a red in color. So like that the young man's lips which is a red in color, and he has large dreamy eyes. So his eyes are very large. Always he see the dreams. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but he is too cold to write any more. There is no fire in the grate and hunger has made him faint. Okay. So that young boy is preparing some story, a play. Okay. He is trying to finish for the play to the director of the theatre, but he can't because there is no fire in that room, and he feels too cold, and he was hunger too. Because of the hunger he feels weak. Faint means weak. Okay, he was weak, so he can't finish his work. Okay, then I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright. So after he explained, after the statue, the happy prince explained the situation of a young man who is living in the city. After he listened out by the swallow, he said to the prince that, may I take one of the ruby from your sword? He asked that, and I may give it to that young man. And he said that, alas, I have no ruby now, said the prince. Alas means, oh my God, I don't have a ruby in my sword. Okay. So the prince has answered like that. Okay. So now he is expecting that he would stay there. Yes, now he is agreed to stay there and he is ready to help to the prince and for the young man. And then he said that there is no ruby in its statue, okay, in its sword hilt. The prince says, my eyes are all that I have left. They are made of rare sapphires which was brought out of India 1000 years ago. Okay. So I have no rubies now. The only thing it remains that is my eyes. My eyes which is made up with the sapphires. The sapphires, that is stones, precious stones which was bought from the India. Okay. So 1000 years ago. So that was the precious stones. Okay. So he said like that. That is only left here. He ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. Now he ordering to the swallow that pluck out one of the sapphire from my eyes and give it to playwright. He went into the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. So when he got that stone, that is sapphire, he would sell it to the jewelers and he would get money. So from that money he can get a firewood. Okay. From that he can finish his play. Okay. So this is the thing. He can buy the firewood. Dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep. So after listening these words, the swallow says he was not ready to do this because why he says like that, let's see here, and he was started weeping. Okay. Then little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. So what I commanded, what I ordered to you, do as it is. Okay. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the young man's garret. Okay. So now the swallow plucked out the eyes, or that is sapphires, from the eyes of the prince, and he went to the garret of the young man. It was easy enough to get in as there was a hole in the roof. So he went into the garret easily because the roof was, in that roof there was a hole. So it went easily inside the garret, that is the dark room. The young man had his head buried in his hands, so he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. Okay. So when the swallow was entered into the garret from the roof, so the young man was lying on the bench. Okay. So his head was buried under his hands. Okay, like he was covered with the head was covered with the hands. So when he was got up and looked at the bench, so he saw that there was a beautiful sapphire which is there near the withered violets, okay, the dried violets. I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. This is from some great admirer. Now I go and finish my play, and he looked quite happy. So when he looked to the sapphire, so he feels appreciated because he will finish his play as soon as possible, and he will solve his problem because he couldn't get the firewood, and he feels hunger too, and he didn't have his money too. So that's why he thought that I can finish my work as soon as possible, and I will be, so the person who has helped me, so that person is a great admirer, is a great man. Okay. So now he feels so happy that at least he got something. Okay. Then the next day the swallow flew down to the harbour. He sat on the mast of the large vessel and watched the sailors working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow, but nobody minded, and when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. So the next day, the swallow, the bird, used to go to the river. So there were, that is a harbors where the ships were landing, the ships were staying there. It's like they were there, and he visited there, the harbour, and it was a large vessel. So in that large vessel he was sad and he was observing the people who are doing the work, and he says that I am going to Egypt tonight. He says that. But nobody is hearing that. Nobody is mind that whatever he says. So again the night broke out. So again he flew back to the prince. Okay. I have come to bid you goodbye, he cried. So I came here to say goodbye to you, he said to the prince. Who said? That is Swallow. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you not stay with me one night longer? So again he is requesting to bird. Okay. So now Swallow came to this statue to say to goodbye. But again the statue says to it that to stay another one more night. Okay. It is winter, answered the swallow, and the snow will It is winter, answered the swallow, and the snow will soon be here. In Egypt, the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them. So here in the city, it is too cold. I can't stay here. But in Egypt, it is too warm. Okay, it is too hot. So my friends are enjoying the day, and the crocodiles also feels lazy there in the mud. Okay, so it is very warm, but here it is too cold. I can't stay here. So he said, in the square below, said the happy prince. So in the square below, there was in the square below, said the happy prince, there stands a little match girl. She has let her matches fall in the gutter and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she doesn't bring home some money, and she is crying. Okay. So again the statue looked into the city, and there he saw that the girl was crying where she was near the square below. So there was a street. So there is one girl, the match girl. Okay, match girl where she used that matches to sell, and she is crying because all the matches which fell into the gutter. Okay, and all the matches were spoiled. Now she is crying because her father, if she will not get money after selling these matches, her father will going to beat her. So because of that she is crying. Okay, he says that statue says to the swallow. And she is crying, she has no shoes or stockings, and her little head is bare. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her. Okay. So what he gave the reason, again he trying to help to the girl. Okay, how it is? So the girl, she didn't have the shoes and stockings, and there is no caps, okay, to wear because it is too cold at the night. And she is crying there. And pluck out another one eye which is left, and give it to that girl. From that money, so she could give the money to the father, and the girl is not going to beat by the father. Okay. Then I will stay with you one longer, said the swallow, but I cannot pluck out your eye. It would be quite blind. Yes. What you are saying, I accept you, I can stay with you. But what you are saying that I can't do it. If I pluck out one eye from you, another one eye which is left now, so you will become a blind, quietly blind. You can't see. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. So again he was saying that the little bird, so do it what I am commanding to you, what I am ordering to you. So do it as it is. So he plucked out the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooped past the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. Okay. So then he plucked it. So he says that you have to accept my order and you have to do it what I am ordering you. So the bird was plucked out another eye which is left, and he went towards that flyover. Swooped means to fly very low. He went very low to the match girl and slipped the ruby on the palms of the hands of that girl. Okay. What a lovely bit of glass, cried the little girl, and she ran home laughingly. So the girl feels so happy that she understands that this glass, so that stones are a beautiful stone which is precious. She understood that something is very precious. So with a very happily she went to the home. Okay. And then the swallow came back to the prince. You are blind now, he said, so I will stay with you always. So you can't see anything. So from the eyes you are looking to the people who are in misery, who are in problem. But how can you see now? Okay, but you don't have your eyes. You become blind now. So now I decided I would wanted to stay with you forever. Okay. So this is the story here about. Then let's move on to the second what happened. The second incident, what happened here. So I will stay with you always. No, little swallow, said the poor prince. You must go away to Egypt. No, you can't stay with me. I am poor. So now he became a poor. He didn't have anything now. So he said to you go to the Egypt. No, I will stay with you always, said the swallow, and he slept at the prince's feet. But he never agreed about the words of, now he is not accepting the words of the prince, he is not accepting the order of the prince. So he says that no, I am not going to Egypt, I will stay with you, I will lie under the feet of yours. Okay, so he said that. All the night he sat on the prince's shoulder, told him stories of what he had seen in the strange lands. So all over the night he was used to sat on the shoulders of the prince, and he used to say whatever he looked into the city in the whole day, and he was explaining to the statue. Dear little swallow, said the prince, you tell me of marvelous things, but more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and women. Yes, you have told me so many wonderful things of the world, of the city, okay, but one more marvelous thing in this world is the suffering of men and women. Okay, the people who are suffers. So that is the marvelous thing in this world. So that is the only thing. There is no mystery so great as a misery. So here the statue says that the misery, every misery means the sad and sorrowness of the people, of the men and women. It was a more secret. Okay, so yes, you have said so many marvelous stories and so many marvelous things which is related to the world, but main important thing is the sorrowness of the people. And here the sorrowness is the mystery. It's a mystery. It's a secret. No one understood why the people are suffering in this world. So he was explaining about the sorrowness of the world. He feels very sad. He sympathizes with the people who suffers. Okay. Then, fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there. Now you fly over the city. Now you go to the city and tell me that what you are looking into the city. So the swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses. So swallow flew over the city and he saw that there were a happily enjoying house, okay, that is beautiful house which are in a celebration, while the beggars were sitting at the gates. So in that particular house the people are celebrating, and some of the beggars, they are sitting at the gates. He flew into the dark lanes and saw the white faces of the starving children looking out listlessly at the black streets. Okay, so then again he just moved to the next lane. Okay, that is a street lane. So he saw that some of the children, the white faced children, so they are sitting there in the streets, and they are starving. They are in hunger, and they are looking out listlessly to the black streets. Okay, so they are looking into the black streets. It's like they are in a hunger. They feel tired. Under the archway of bridge, two little boys were lying in each other's arms to try and keep themselves warm. Okay, so after that he fly over the bridge. Okay, fly over the bridge, and under the bridge there are two boys are lying there, and they were lying the arms of the one of the other, because they wanted to make them warm, because there is too cold in that night themselves, and try to keep themselves warm. How hungry we are, they said. So those boys are talking to each other that we are hungry. How we are hungry here. They said, you must not lie here, shouted the watchman, and they wandered out into the rain. Okay. So there was a bridge. So under the bridge there were the two boys are staying there because outside there was a too cold and they can't stay there and they are hungry too. And then suddenly the watchman came to there and they shouted that so they can't stay there, and now the boys are went out into the rain. Okay, it was raining. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen. I am covered with fine gold, said the prince. You must take it off leaf by leaf and give it to the poor. The living always think that gold can make them happy. So what are the things he had seen in the city? So that is the beggars who are sitting in the gates of the celebrated house, okay, and the people and the children, they are hunger, so they are in the streets, and the two children who are sitting, the two boys who are under the bridges, and they were feel very hungry too, and they feel very cold. Everything was explained to the statue. So there the statue says to children, to the swallow, that everything, there is no stones in this statue. The only remaining thing is the gold. Okay, so you have to take the gold one by one, leaf by leaf. So how the small bird used to take a leaf in its beak. So like that you take a piece of a gold in your beak and give it to the poor people. Okay, the poor people always think that the gold material, it gives a happiness to them. Okay, at least they can have a relief from the hungry, and also they would purchase the furs. Okay, that is which can they cover their body with the cold. Okay, from the cold. Then leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off, till the happy prince looked quite and dull grey. Okay, so leaf by leaf, so the days are passing like that. Okay, then the nights are also, so he was ready to solve the problems of the city, swallow, the bird, it is ready to solve the problems of the poor people. Okay, so leaf by leaf it used to take all the gold which is coated with that statue. Okay, then and now the happy prince looking very dull and grey. So all precious metals now had went, it was gone now. Okay, then leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier, and they laughed and played in the streets. We have bread now, they cried. So leaf by leaf all gold was given to the children. Okay, and all the children, they feel very happy, and now they have thought that we have food to eat now. Okay, the bread means it's comparing to the food. Okay, then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. Now the streets looked as if they were made of silver. Everybody went about in furs, and the little boys wore scarlet caps and skated on the ice. So it's now the winter season begins. So everywhere there was a snow, and it makes a frost everywhere, and the roads and streets which look like a silver color. Okay, and everybody went out with wearing a furs. Okay, furs the cloths which is used to protect themselves from the cold. Okay, so all the children and all the people, they used furs cloths, and the little boys are wearing caps and scarlet caps. Okay, and skating on the ice. Skating is a kind of a game which is used to play on the ice. Okay, so the children are playing skating games. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder, but he would not leave the prince. He loved him too well. Okay, so now the little bird, the little swallow, it feels colder and colder every day, but he couldn't leave this statue, leave this happy prince, because he loved to. He picked up crumbs outside the baker's door when the baker was not looking, and he tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. So when he feels too much cold, he visited to the baker's bakery, and there he was when the baker was not looking into the bird, so he used to sit there where the bakers were making their baking bread, and he feels warm by flapping the wings. Okay, so then because this bird not got any shelter, he made the shelter, that Happy Prince is the shelter for him. Okay, so this is the thing. But at last he knew that he was going to die. He had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. Because of the cold weather now, he thought that he must be dying now. So once there is only strength remained that he could fly to the shoulder of that statue. He could talk at last. Goodbye, dear prince, he murmured. Will you let me kiss your hand? So now the swallow bird says to the prince that he says goodbye to the goodbye, my dear prince, he murmured, and he asks the permission, may I kiss to your hand? I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last, little swallow, said the prince. Now the prince said that at last I am happy that you are going to Egypt. So now the prince thought that, the statue thought that, so that a bird is going to be going to the Egypt, not for dying. So you don't know that reason. Okay. You have stayed too long here, but you must kiss me on the lips, for I love you. Okay. So you stayed here in this city because of me. Okay. So you are helped me and helped to the people. So I love you too much, and I wanted to kiss on your lips. So that he said. It is not to Egypt that I am going, said the swallow. I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep, is he not? So the swallow responded like that. So how he was responded here, that I am not going to Egypt, I am going to the house of death. Okay, where all people goes there. So all people going at last. So that is the death, is the last destination. So I am going to death now. I am going to die now. Okay. Then, and death is the brother of sleep. So is he know that? So you know that death is what? It is a brother of sleep. So when we are sleeping, dying, so we will wake up. It's a temporary sleep. But when we die, it's a permanent sleep, is it? So now the bird says here, yes, I am going to die, but the sleep, permanently I am sleeping. Okay, so that is death is the brother of sleep. Here he refers to the brother. The death refers to the brother, that is sleep. And he kissed the Happy Prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. So the swallow also kissed to the Happy Prince's lips, and again after that he fell dead at his feet. At the moment, curious crack sounded inside the statue as if something had broken. So when the bird was died, so from the statue inside, so there was a crack sound. Something has broken. The fact is that the leaden heart has snapped right into two. It certainly was a dreadfully hard frost. So what it was broken? It was the heart of the statue, so which was made up with the lead. So it was broken into two. The heart was broken into two. It certainly was a dreadfully hard frost. Because of the hard frost, it was dead. Frost means because of the cold, but actually this is not. Early the next morning, the mayor was walking in the square below in company with the town councillors. So the next day early morning, the mayor of the city who visited to the square below and along with the councillors of the town. As they passed the column, he looked up at the statue. Dear me, how shabby the Happy Prince looks, he said. The mayor says to the councillors that while he was moving to the city and he was looked to the statue, the column of the statue, he says to the councillors that, so how shabby it is looking, how untidy it is looking, how dirty the statue looks. That is the statue of a Happy Prince. So how it is looking dirty. How shabby indeed, cried the town councillors, who always agreed with the mayor, and they went up to look at it. So the mayors, whatever the mayor says, so everything is accepted by the councillors. So the councillors also accepted that yes, the statue becomes shabby here. Okay, and then they went up to look at. So now after they heard the statements of mayor, so then he was observing. They were observing to the statue. The ruby has fallen out of his sword. His eyes are gone and he is golden no color, said the mayor. In fact, he is little better than a beggar. See, the mayor says here, all the rubies, means the ruby which is hilt, the sword which is decorated, the sword hilt. So that was gone, and his eyes were gone, and the only thing is remained, that is the statue, and he got the golden color coated, that is also gone. So now only thing is remained, that is the statue, which is nothing, which is priceless. Okay, and so here he says that more than the statue, the good thing is the beggar. Okay, it is looking like a beggar now. Little better than a beggar, said the town councillors too. So they are accepting the words of what the mayor says. The town councillors, they are agreeing what the mayor says here, and they also says that yes, they are looking like a beggar, better than the beggar. And here is actually dead bird at his feet, continued the mayor. So when the mayor looked at the feet of the statue, there was a bird who was died. So he was looked there. We must really issue a proclamation that birds are not to be allowed to die here, and the town clerk made a note of the suggestion. Okay. So after looking that the bird was also died there, the mayor is thinking that he made a order, he made a law. Okay, the rule. That is called proclamation. Proclamation means order or a rule that birds should not die near the statue. Okay, so they are not allowed to die. And they said to the town clerk, and the town clerk was noted down that. So he wanted to make the rule. So can you think that? So if any person knows that where he is going to die, and the bird too also, no, nobody knows that where the death comes. So wherever the death comes, they will die there. But how the stupid this mayor is, okay? He is decided that to give a order, to give a rule that the bird should not die here in this place. Okay? So this is the thing. So they pulled down the statue of a happy prince, as he is no longer beautiful, he is no longer useful, said the art professor at the university. So now they wanted to broke this happy prince, because this happy prince is not looking beautiful. And it is useless. If it is not looking beautiful, then it becomes useless. So who said here? The art professor of the university, he said like that. Then they melted the statue in a furnace. So they took the statue and he kept the statue in a furnace. Furnace where it is used to melt the metals. That is the place. Okay, that is the furnace. Okay, it is a big vessel. In that they put the metals to melt it, and the statue also put it in that furnace to melt that statue. What a strange thing, said the overseer of the workmen at the foundry. Okay, overseer means supervisor, and foundry means workshop for casting metals. It's a workshop which is casting metals, means it is a place where all the metals melts. Okay, so that is a place, that is the foundry. So they were shocked, they were surprised by looking at this statue. What is that? This broken lead heart will not melt in the furnace. See, that heart, it is too strong, it was made up with the lead, it was not melted. Okay, so after seeing this by the supervisor of that work, so they feel very strange. Okay, and then they saw that the heart will not melting here in the furnace. We must throw it away. It's better that we can throw this heart into the dump. So they threw it on the dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. So they thrown that dead swallow into the bin where the garbage are put there they had been, and they had brought that broken heart into that garbage to throw there. So already the bird is lying dead. The bird was lying there. Okay. Bring me the two most precious things in the city, said God to one of his angels, and the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. So God has ordered to the angels, so from this city you bring me the two precious things, okay, from this city. And now the angels brought the broken heart, and also a bird, a dead bird. You may rightly choose it, said the God. So when the angels brought the broken heart and a dead bird, so God says to the angels that yes, you have chosen the right thing. It is these two things are very precious. For in my garden of paradise, this little bird shall sing forevermore, and in my city of gold, the happy prince shall praise me. Okay, so this story is about this dialogue is between the God and also the angels. So after the death of death of a person, so where they used to go? They used to go to the God. Okay, so the God ordered to the angels to bring a precious thing from this city, the two precious things from this city, which is special one. So the angels were accepted and they have brought the broken heart and a dead bird. So God was appreciated to the angels. Yes, you have chosen a right thing. And now this bird is live here and they live in the paradise and they used to sing forever. And one more thing is this prince, the prince heart, the prince, it is going to praise me. So it is always praising to me that it is living in a paradise. Okay. So this is about the lesson that we can understand that after the death of a person, so whatever the deeds they do, so what the deeds it do, so it will not going to be vanished, is it? The God, the people, yes, the people who worked for the people and helpful those people. So what happened? They are remembering them. The people who have a good heart, okay, which shows a kind and mercy to the people who suffers. So in this lesson we see that the deepest emotions which is connects to the heart which fills with a lot of emotions, the kind, mercy, sympathy. You can give any name. After the death of this happy prince, his heart alive, because he can't see the problems in the world, in that city. And he wanted to try to help them, but he can't because it is a statue. So then the bird arrived. And this bird also had a good heart. So that's why he helped to the statue. Whatever he commanded, he ordered it, although it is not getting any shelter. He thought that this statue becomes a shelter, and he was living under the feet of the statue. That becomes the shelter of a bird. And later, after that, the season passed. So when the winter arrives, so it was dead because of the cold. He can't resist the cold. Okay, so this is about the lesson. I hope that you have enjoyed and you have learned from the lesson. So after the death, what remains? The work of the man who helped the people. After knowing that the people are suffering, it's not like that, yes, we can know that the people are suffering, let them suffer. That attitude should not develop. If we do that, our inner instinct can't see that sleep peacefully when we die. Those people who worked really to the people who suffers, after their death, so their names are alive. The people will remember the deeds, the good deeds, and they will live forever in the hearts of the people. Okay, so the people who are seen like Mother Teresa. Okay, so She was a lady, she was help to the sufferers. Okay? So like that, there are so many other people. Actually, they will work for the service of the people. And always they people are remembering, and we also, because of the kindness, because of the sympathy, is it? So this is about the lesson, the happy prince. I hope that you have enjoyed and you have learned the moral from this lesson. Okay. So till then, so we will join you in the next learning block. So till then, all of you stay at home, keep learning. Thank you.